Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. I'm Scott.
Bart,
Westland, American Single Malt.
we're going to test it. Seattle style, baby. Seattle style.
American Single Malt style.
Yee-hoo.
All right. This bottle and several Westlands that we've done are courtesy of John. We'll just call him John,
John.
just in case he doesn't want his last name put out there.
Point. I think
Yep.
you might, but you don't know. John.
And maybe we've mentioned it in the past. If you go watch some of our other Westlands,
You'd have to dig deep.
you'll hear about John. John met me at the Bastards Ball, or he was in Austin for the Bastards Ball a couple months ago. Met
Was he
him
the
down
one
there.
that wanted to hear you swish in person?
No.
Oh.
So he gave me this bottle. This is the new Westland.
Okay.
They had 3 flagship, and I've got some notes here from John because he says, I know you guys won't do the research, so let me do it for you.
But they had the peated version, which I didn't. This was my favorite.
So they had the American Oak,
Boom.
peated, and the sherry.
Yes.
All single malts.
Right.
They've replaced, those were the flagship whiskeys.
Sure.
They've replaced those now. Those are off of the lineup. You can still get them at the distillery, he says.
Okay.
Well, let me read his email here that he sent. Since I know you guys won't do the research,
John's a genius.
here are a few notes on Westland's new flagship whiskey. They are discontinuing what they now call their heritage collection. The American Oak, Bart's favorite, he says,
Yes.
peated, and the sherry. You can still buy them at the distillery or some outlets, but not for long.
I will later compare.
They will continue to release cask-strength whiskeys at the distillery and worldwide releases of Garyana, Collier, and soon-to-be-released Solom, Washington peated. The new flagship... Which one did you just pour? Oh, you poured it. Oh,
Keep going. You keep going. I already stated what I wanted to do while you're reading, and they know about
The
it.
new flagship encompasses all 3 of the heritage whiskeys, so they are leveraging the learnings and experience from the past to create this incredibly balanced whiskey. So there's not American Oak on this one. It's just Westland American Single Malt Whiskey. Still 46% ABV,
Right.
same as the Oak,
Yes.
American Oak.
What I wanted to do is
others?
compare it, because
Yeah,
by
we can do
far
that.
that was my favorite.
I saw you pouring both, and I was like,
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're all right.
in true Bart style, he
I
wouldn't know
even
which
told
one.
the people what I was doing, and they know.
In Bart style, he wouldn't remember which one he poured
I
was
was
which.
on it. I was on it.
I'm like, you got to let me know when you're doing
Oh, yeah.
stuff
I
like
even
that.
said it out loud. You were dialed in to your focused reading from John.
Okay, so malt barley, grassy, and it feels like there's some sherry influence on the nose on this one.
Huh.
Slight. There's. I won't be going back to that one yet.
I am. It actually smells a little bit different. I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm doing some stuff I want to do.
Nice fruits, berries.
Yeah, the berries are what I picked up that's different from that.
That's what makes me think a little bit of sherry influence maybe on this one.
I have trepidation because I really like their original American Oak. Huh. Yeah, berries. And it's not quite fresh mown hay, but it's like this malt character that's in the background. Like a little bit of musky old grass, maybe. Like after you mowed or something. So, the berries what surprised me, and I did not smell it on that one.
I got peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was kind of a weird note. and
I
was like,
saw
what
you
is that?
making a face. I was like,
Yeah, it's almost like peanut. I don't know if it's grape jelly, but it's
didn't
like
get
peanut
that.
butter and then like a heavy jam
wow.
fruit spread.
Okay. I did not get a fruit spread. I just got a hint of berry and a musky, grassy background.
Maybe my email can ding a few more times.
Ding, ding, you're popular. You're a popular man.
Silence! Silence!
Ding. So the berry was what was different. I got a little bit of a spice oak nut on the palate. I'm going to go back in and then try a little water.
I get, there's hints of that American single malt. Sometimes with the Colorado single malts, it's almost like that, I don't know what notes you've gotten before with some Stranahan's. There's just kind of this evergreen, almost evergreenish type note. Nice brown sugars, caramels, fruitiness.
So I don't know. Have you smelled Play-Doh right after you open it? I got a little taste of like a Play-Doh, but it's a taste, not a smell. And I don't know any other way to describe that. It's a light Play-Doh taste.
I haven't opened fresh Play-Doh in about 40 years.
My boy's got Play-Doh sitting out, and I just smell it.
Nice palate here. I'm going to stick with. I think they're putting some sherry influence in here. Nice oak, fruity berries, single malt, grassy.
Yeah. A grassy note, cut grass. Okay.
A nut spread. Careful. A creamy spread for your bread made of nuts.
Wow. Made me think of a Speedo for a second.
You know, and I mean, sort of that peanut butter, I suppose, note I was getting on the nose coming through on the palate as well.
The water didn't really change it. If it did, I'm either picking up a little more nuttiness or the water helped open it up. But it's a lot more like an almond nut.
Cherry mash.
Almond nut with cherry influence floating around in there. And then in the finish, I get a cola syrup in the finish.
Water is adding a little bit more of that barley malty note on the palate. Everything else still there. A little bit of char, a little bit of oak char. Very nice. It's got a lot going on.
I want to try it against that.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's score it. And
Okay.
we can't talk price, I guess. I would assume it's probably normal range, and John didn't indicate
Yeah, 70
How
is
much?
what I think I bought last time.
that high.
I thought so.
I would think 50 to 60, but maybe.
I can't remember. I thought it was hitting 70. Maybe it was 69 or something. But I could be wrong too. It's been a while since I purchased that particular bottle. But I'm curious to try it against it because it is my favorite of the three different types. So
Yes, you've said that.
I know.
Like
I'm
4 times.
reiterating it as you
Which one?
wish.
Which one's your favorite?
It's like a helicopter. I feel like it's Full Metal Jacket.
Was it
over
the
here.
sherry? Did you
I
really
feel
like
like
the
Full
sherry
Metal
one?
Jacket coming in.
No, it was the
The
peanut
bird.
one.
The
It was
bird.
the peanut
The
one.
bird is the word. I got to work in the bird again. This is twice now.
This is Mark's favorite. If he
You
hasn't
should
said
see
it.
when we really go at each other. No, every once in a while someone's around and they're like, "Wow, that was hilarious."
89. Right there, about to break. I think it was a little bit higher ABV, or maybe just had a little bit more depth, a little bit more richness.
See, I would love to
90.
taste that. I'm going to say 88.
Yeah, you're right
And
there with
now
me. So
I
good.
want to see what this.
He couldn't wait. Didn't he?
No,
No moss. Let me do a little swish here with some water.
interesting. It does feel a little more finessed. This new expression.
Just going from memory, that's what I'm saying. I think we've got some nice oak influence here. We've got some nice sherry influence. Light.
the
It's
nut-
all playing a nice
The
part.
nut that's coming through with the cola syrup is that. This seems more dimensional.
The new one.
Right. Yeah.
the American single
Not
malt.
the one, if I hadn't said, is my favorite out of the trio.
Yeah, just Westland American single malt. So watch when you're buying if you're getting the American single malt label or the American oak single malt.
Right.
So the American oak being the old one that's
Because up
been
top it says
discontinued.
America Oak. This up here, it just says thoughtfully made.
Yeah, it says it on the bottle too, matter of fact.
Wow.
It's embossed on there.
Yeah, there's embossing.
Thoughtfully made.
Embossing.
I think so.
That's how he used to lead.
Let me go. Let me do a little back and forth here real quick
Yeah.
because it did. Yeah, it's missing. Still good. The original version here, the Heritage American Oak.
That's interesting.
Nice brown sugars, caramels, malt.
I thought it
Oak
was going to show
influence.
lackluster to that,
Yeah.
and it does not. It's got more zing, more zest, more spice rolling through.
Yep. It's richer.
Surprise,
Sweet.
surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more depth on the palate as well. Good thing to go back and forth there.
It is. Is it darker? I can't know.
I
It's
actually
the
thought
same.
the original was a little darker.
Huh.
Maybe not by much if it is.
Not that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't feel like I was going to sway that way, and I swayed.
Yep. I like it. Well worth trying. Pick it up if you see it. Like I say, watch for American Oak. That's the Heritage older edition that's been discontinued, or the new American single malt. So go to ScotchTestDummies.com. You can pick up glasses, coins, hats, shirts. It helps buy whiskey, helps keep the lights on.
That's right. Thoughtfully.
Go to Patreon.
And on Patreon, you can support for as little as $1 a month, but you can go way up past that if you wish. And that's what we primarily use, not these, but to normally buy our whiskey for the show.
Real quick, just because this one's your favorite, I've got the peated as well. We can look at that one next. Cilantro. Or wait,
Scotch it, you Scotch God.
cilantro.
Dummies.